Chapter 1.11, Flats. This is the last unit in Section 1, and we'll take a quick review of flats as well as sharps on the staff. As you recall, the sharp before a note tells us to play the note a half step higher. For example, C natural, C sharp would be a half step higher. The flat before a note tells us to play the note a half step lower. D flat, half step lower. For example, the natural sign before a note is a reminder to play the white key, not the sharp or the flat. So see how you have right here, we have B flat right here. Notice that's the same line with these two notes. If you take B flat and add a natural sign to it, then that natural takes it up a half step to the original note. Natural, when you think natural, think the original note. Or adding a flat takes it down one, right? And these other ones, these are like sharps, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. Exact and harmonic, as you recall, same as D flat, E flat, G flat, A flat, and B flat. And remember, a natural sign added to any of these will take it up a half step. Also remember that in music, once an accidental is placed over a note, that accidental will carry over every note that every time you reach that note in that measure, that accidental will carry onto all of those notes during the whole duration of the measure, unless a natural sign is placed over the note by which that note, all the notes remaining in that measure will then be natural. As you will learn as we go on, the same thing as, and also the sharps or flats assigned to notes will reset whether there's a natural or not by the next measure, right? When the sharp, flat, or natural occurs in the course of music, the name for this is called an accidental. An accidental affects all the notes on the same line or space, as I mentioned, in the same measure only, unless it is cancelled by the natural. So it affects every note all the way through unless a natural is placed. Even though a natural is placed in that measure, making all of those notes now the natural, once you get to the next measure, the natural will cancel and it will be whatever is defined. The sharp, flat, or natural is placed before the note in the music, like this, except written, it's going to be placed after the note. See? C sharp, C sharp, E flat, E flat, right here, and B natural, see we're in bass clef, and B natural. Very good. Now the key signature is something we're going to introduce here as well. It's the group of sharps or flats that is placed right after the clef at the beginning of each of the bars. It means that these sharps or flats are to be used throughout the entire music, unless any naturals tell you to do otherwise. Every measure where a note falls on any of these lines or spaces, right? Not just the G sharp, say up here, but any G sharps entirely will be played as a G sharp. Any G's will be played as G sharp. Anything on the C line here or any other C lines anywhere else will be played as C sharp, right? In this, all the F, C's, and G's are to be sharped, meaning all of them. And here, B flat and E flat, all the B flats and the E, all the B's and E's are to be flatted basically. That could mean B flats and E flats anywhere where you have those. Okay, well, this is the end of Section 1. Make sure to review these as we go on to Section 2.